Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Yong, Pratt, the Chief Dreamer and podcaster right here at Our Young Creators. And today is officially day number 10 in a row of our 100 Days of Facebook Live Challenge. It is also 10 days in a row now that I've been drinking celery juice first thing in the morning. Now, you may be wondering why or what celery juice has to do with going live. And really, it's all about this journey that I've been on for these past 10 days, and technically, I guess 17 days, because I did go live for 7 whole days before we kicked off our challenge on December 10th. This challenge is all about really pushing myself to get outside of my comfort zone. Because even though I was using Facebook Live video in my business, I wasn't doing it as often as I really wanted to be doing it. So now I have no excuse because I've joined this challenge, or we're hosting this challenge with my friend Tasha Cole, aka Tasha Knows, and a group of amazing women who have really fantastic things to share. And we're all feeling a little bit uncomfortable and really just pushing ourselves to do more and to show up more and to really be more authentic with all of you here, because we are all seeking deeper relationships and conversations about the things we're most passionate about. And so that's why this whole challenge exists. It is not too late to get in on this challenge, and you can do so at bit.ly/100 days of FB Live. Now, even though I am on day number 10, whatever day that you sign up and raise your hand and say, hey, I am in it with you, that will be your day number 1, and you'll count up 100 days from there. Now, you may be thinking 100 days is crazy, and I would have to agree with you a little bit, because when Tasha and I started brainstorming this idea about ways to help each other show up more and to share our journey and really to just have conversations with people here on Facebook, 100 days seemed like the impossible dream. So now that I'm 10 days in, I mean, really that's 1/10 of the way done. So not a huge dent in the big scheme of things, but being able to say that I've consistently been here for 10 days in a row is definitely a thing to celebrate. And that's one of the things that these little daily videos are all about too, is about celebrating the journey. It's not about where I'm going, it's about having fun in the process, learning about myself in the process, and really learning more about you as well as we connect here on Facebook. So I would love for you to join us in on this challenge. We're having so much fun, really just showing up and getting closer to who we are meant to be on this planet. Is it easy? I would say no, it's not so easy to show up, especially on days when I don't really want to be here. And I shared the other day, I believe it was Tuesday, that I really just was having a blah sort of day, and I didn't really want to do anything. Every project that I started kind of was a bust. My focus was gone because my whole day got just sort of off to a rough start, let's say. You can go back, I think it was Tuesday morning or Tuesday evening that I shared this, but it was really just tough. So I really didn't want to press record on Facebook at all, because it was just kind of one of those yuck days. And then last night I shared that this experience reminds me of that old show, The Real World, on MTV. I think it came out when I was in college, so it must have been in the early to mid 90s when it was on TV. I didn't have cable back then, so it was really just whenever I'd go to friends' houses and they had this ability to watch MTV, we would watch this thing, and we kind of just sit there in awe about what was happening. It was sort of the beginning of reality TV. But one of the things I remember is that at the end of the day, each person had to go into a separate location, a separate room, a closet even. I don't know exactly where they were. However, they had to flip the camera on and talk about what was happening during the day, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so last night I shared that this process so far in 10 days, or technically I guess 17 days, has been kind of like that. It's been this journey and this evolution already so far, and it feels good to know that I've been able to stick with it, because that's a challenge for me. I'm that person who has shiny object syndrome, or shiny disco ball syndrome, as I've heard it called before, where I can totally be on task doing something, and then all of a sudden maybe something pops up, or I see something in my news feed, and I get distracted and I get super excited about what's going on over here. Meanwhile, this really awesome project that I was just doing right here, I was really excited about that 5 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago, or yesterday, but all of a sudden now this new opportunity seems like the thing to do. I really need to get on this to build whatever, build my email list, or help me connect with people more, whatever it is. There's so many things like that in the world that pull us from our focus. And so one of my daily challenges is to really maintain my focus, and I have to set the timer and work in little blocks, because it would be really easy for me just to sit down at my computer in the morning and then just sit and be on my computer all day without taking any breaks. So what I've realized about myself is that I actually have to put on the timer, and anywhere from 30 minutes to 50 minutes or 60 minutes at the max is usually what I try to do. And that helps me stay most productive, because each block of time I have an activity. It could be one activity that I work on all that time, so that I can stay most productive. Because if not, I could just start doing stuff. And then of course, for instance, if I'm working on the website, maybe I need to go find an image. So I go over to Unsplash or Upsplash, I think is what it's called, a place to get free curated images that you can use on your website that are royalty free. I could go over there, and then, I see an image and I get distracted and want to go find out more about what's in that picture or that particular photographer. And before I know it, time has just passed by and I've not moved any further forward on this project. So for me, that timer is definitely an essential tool. I try not to do it on my phone. There is a Google extension that I typically use to help me sort of maintain focus, because literally otherwise I would just sit and go all day. And at the end of the day, I would look back and think, wait, I didn't do much of anything. I was busy all day, but I wasn't productive. I wasn't doing the things that I know that really move the needle forward in my business. So my friends, as you are watching this video live or catching the replay, I'd love to know that you're here. Say hi and let me know that you tuned in. I would love to know about how you stay productive. Do you work in blocks of time, or they're known as Pomodoro. It's the Pomodoro technique, where you work in 50 minutes and take 10 minutes and get up and move your body and do something different, but concentrated blocks of time anyway. Do you work in those blocks, or do you set aside certain times during the day when you're most productive? If you're a mama, I definitely want to know what tips and tricks you might have that could be helpful for not only myself, but anyone watching this video, as far as being the most productive, because I feel like I've tried a lot of different things, and sticking to one thing is definitely a challenge. Like I said, I have that shiny disco ball syndrome, and can be easily distracted, and my attention can be diverted pretty quickly if I'm not careful. So when I sit down, I really need to be very focused and very intent on, okay, during this time or during my day today, here's what I want to accomplish. I tried not to set more than 3 tasks for myself to accomplish in any given day. Sometimes there is just one singular task. My task tomorrow is really doing some more brainstorming and planning for my 2019. And on the podcast tomorrow, you're going to hear about my 2018 and how it really has been a year of discovery. It's turned out very different than I kind of thought it was going to, but you'll hear more about that tomorrow. I will post the link to listen to that episode here in Facebook tomorrow. I've taken a step back and have been recording a couple of episodes off of live. It's kind of the old school way that I used to always do podcasts, where I would put myself into a room in front of my microphone and just talk to myself or to an imaginary person that I was chatting with without having any interaction from anyone attending live on Facebook. So it's been an interesting sort of process to go back and do it the old school way. Yet I'm finding there's definitely an appeal to doing it that way too. Although I love showing up here live, I'm going to continue to do that because, of course, I have 90 days left in this 100 Days of Go Live challenge. So you better believe I want to show up here every day, even just for a few minutes if I need to, just to let you know how this process is going. Because like anything, and like any person out there, focusing, following through with things, and being really consistent are things that I constantly need to try to up level in those arenas, because I can easily get pulled and sucked into other things that don't lead me to where I want to go. So my task tomorrow is to continue planning. I actually am going to get on a live interactive call with a friend of mine, and we're going to continue planning and mapping out the year. I've been doing that now for a couple of weeks, but that is my one task tomorrow. I have about half a day to do that because my kiddos get out of school early for their release of Christmas break. And by the way, speaking of break, if you didn't already grab our newest freebie, it's all about 50 kid-approved winter boredom busters. So if you are in the midst of Christmas break right now, or you're going into the break and you're interested in finding out different ways you can keep your kids occupied that don't involve sitting in front of a TV for hours on end, I invite you to head over to our website, ouryoungcreators.com/winter, and you can grab your copy of that idea list. And the girls were instrumental in helping me curate the list and also letting me know what things I needed to take off the list that I brainstormed. And they kind of just said, Mom, there aren't other kids that want to do that. I think it's only you. So I had to say goodbye to a couple of the ideas that I had. So I think this list of 50 is a great one for you to use during winter break, as well as beyond that. And maybe you'll even discover a new favorite activity. And of course, if you do, I want to hear all about it. Again, you can grab that list of 50 winter boredom busters over on our website, ouryoungcreators.com/winter. Okay, my friends, I'm signing off for the night. I'll be back again tomorrow. Cheers, my friends.